So this first item on the list, I didn't expect it to be so popular with the ladies. Apparently, a lot of the women love this because it's simple, easy, makes their man look good, and inexpensive. So what is this magical piece of clothing? A well-fitted black t-shirt. Now, Active 3 Substance 3, she put it like this. I don't know why, but I just love a black t-shirt on my man. It makes him look sexy. Well, Active 3, don't worry, I'm going to explain it. So 2 things right there. First up, the color black. Worn especially with dark colored denim, this is just going to allow the eyes to go up and down. It creates a monochromatic look, which slims up the silhouette. And the second reason is make sure the shirt is fitted. And gents, even if you don't have the perfect body, this piece of clothing can work for you. You got a dad bod, you're a bit skinny, simply make sure that the shirt fits you in the sleeves, in the shoulder points, in the chest, and you're going to be good to go. Next up on this list, the long sleeve Henley. Now personally, as a thin guy with skinny arms, I appreciate the Henley because it makes me look good, especially in a dark color. The Henley is just the man's go-to t-shirt when you want to look a little bit bulkier upstairs, and women absolutely love it. Oh, damn yeah, with the buttons undone, showing a little bit of chest hair right at the base of the throat, give me some Henley. Another great part of the Henley is the V-neck that we get in the front. And yes, we could have put V-neck t-shirts on this, which are great by the way, but I really like the Henley because it just gives a bit more of a dressed up look than a regular long sleeve t-shirt or a t-shirt in general with a crew neck. All of a sudden you get that V right in here, you get the buttons. Oh, and you can roll up the sleeves on a Henley as well and start to show the forearms because you guys know the ladies love the forearms. And as an added bonus, if you're wearing a dress shirt, if you're wearing a long sleeve button down, never be afraid to roll up those sleeves. There is something about women in veins, especially you got veins on your forearms. Yeah, this apparently drives them crazy. Now, gents, if you're in the market for a great fitted t-shirt, a great fitted Henley, you need to check out today's sponsor, Cuts. Now, gents, I've been wearing Cuts clothing for coming in on 2 years because I love what these guys stand for. Their goal was to make the only shirt worth wearing. And they did this by focusing in on quality, making sure that they made a shirt which was functional, using the best fabrics, making sure that this is something versatile. You can dress it up, you can dress it down, and making sure every time you put this on, this is a piece of clothing that makes you feel confident. Now, gents, if you haven't been over to the Cuts website, you need to get your butt over there. They've got tons of different styles and options. We're talking crew neck t-shirts, V-necks, Henley t-shirts, curve hem, split hem, elongated. And when it comes to fabrics, they're using the best. Depending on the garment, you're either going to see Pima cotton, you're going to see Hyperloop, or you're going to see Pica Pro, which is actually a blend of cotton, polyester, and spandex. In simple terms, what that translates into is when you put these shirts on, they feel incredibly comfortable. They're breathable. They just look good. They've got a beautiful drape to them. Great looking shirts, which is exactly what the founder set out to do. He wanted a shirt that you could dress up, one that you could dress down, one that you could wear in pretty much any situation. And gents, I'm being completely honest when I say that Cuts makes the best damn t-shirts I've ever owned. They're so good that my son stole some of these from me, and now I've had to order Cuts for him because he absolutely loves them. I wear these t-shirts, and I'm not normally a t-shirt kind of guy or a Henley kind of guy, but these things were so comfortable, they fit so well that I started adding them to my rotation. Oh, and Cuts is a lot more than just t-shirts. You're looking for a good looking polo, you want to grab some joggers, you're looking for a sweatshirt, they've got you covered over at Cuts. Seriously, gents, I've got 3 of their hoodies. I rotated through them this winter. I love how they've got their staple colors. They also bring in seasonal colors, but one thing that they pay attention to, and I see in all their clothing, is the quality build, the stitching, the details, from the thickness right here of the pull string to the way we've got the overlap right here in the material. This costs extra, but they pay attention to these details, making sure when you put this thing on, you feel quality, and yeah, it's just buttery soft. You've got to love when a company pays attention to those details. So down in the description of today's video, I'm putting a special link that you can use to go over to Cuts and get the best deal on the internet. See what they've got over at Cuts and take advantage of the deal. Again, use that link in the description of today's video to get the best deal out there. I want to talk about the importance of clothing fit. You might have heard the saying, fit is king. Gents, I've got to agree. And to illustrate this, let me show you a picture. 2003, we've got the NBA rookies all lined up right here. I mean, they're wearing suits. They look decent, right? Actually, not really. The fit is really bad, especially when you compare it to the rookies 15 years later. I mean, the base profile here is the same. Tall, thin, fit men. Yet, The difference in the fit of their clothing is a night and day difference in terms of how that clothing looks on them. Now, gents, no surprise, suits are on this list. Women love a man in a suit. It builds up your shoulders. It makes you look taller, builds up your chest, slims up your waist area. Just simply is a great piece of clothing that every man should own. That being said, never buy a suit that doesn't fit you. And gents, this is a really important point. You can spend $2,000 on a suit, but if it doesn't fit you, it's not going to look good. You can buy a name brand suit. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to look good on you if it doesn't fit. So when you buy clothing, especially high-end expensive clothing that is structured like a suit, make sure it fits you decently when you buy it off the rack, meaning it fits you in the shoulder points. The chest area can be brought in. The sleeves can be brought, up. Those are adjustments that can be made, but make sure, again, whenever you buy clothing, it fits you close to perfect or it can be adjusted. So next up on the list, and again, this is one I didn't expect to see, is the hoodie. Yes, ladies love the hoodie. This is what they had to say. I love a baggy hoodie. It's so simple, but so attractive on anyone. I'm a shoulders girl. A man who nicely fills out a soft hoodie can come and get it. Now, I have no idea what a guy's going to come and get from her, but I see the point when you can fill out the clothing. So if you're in shape, a lot of guys think, oh, I need to wear clothing that shows off my body. No, wear clothing that complements your body, that fits well on your body. And don't be afraid to go for something softer. So the hoodie is great, but also consider the classic jumper, the sweater. Now, the beautiful thing about a sweater is this is something that women want to touch. And this goes back, I think to a very primal part of our brain when we see something soft, especially cashmere, just a really nice merino wool. We want to get up close and touch. And here's the thing, when a woman touches your sweater, she's breaking down the barrier between you both right there. And all of a sudden, she's kind of instigated. She's started it. And whether she knows it or not, she's sending a signal that, hey, I'm interested in you. I'm attracted to you. And it all started with that little touch because you were wearing a good looking sweater. Now, if you don't own a lot of sweaters, you don't wear them very often, keep it simple, but make sure that the sweater fits you. Again, that is key. But going with a crew neck, going with a V-neck, maybe you're looking at that zip, a quarter up on top. That's going to work. And keep the color simple. Maybe go with a gray. That's going to match anything in your wardrobe. But if you want to have a little bit more fun, you also want to get more compliments. Don't be afraid, especially to go with maybe the color red. Now, I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent here, but the color red has been shown to make men more attractive. They have this great study, I think it was like a decade ago, that they had two guys giving a presentation, the exact same presentation, but one guy is wearing a red sweater, the other guy just a blue sweater, and they tried different colors. Point being is the guy in red, everyone found him more attractive. They also found him more competent. They also found him more confident. And I'm not saying you got to wear a full-on red suit. I'm just saying introduce a little bit of red into your clothing. You can go for maybe a red sweater, or you can go for a red pocket square right there in your suit. Don't wear the full-on red suit. People are going to think you're crazy. But I would say finding a way to introduce that red is a really easy hack to just coming off as more attractive and more competent. And wrapping up the whole point about sweaters, for some reason, turtlenecks kept popping up. I know a lot of guys don't like the look of the turtleneck. They don't feel it complements their build. And if you're not confident, don't even try it. But if you're willing to experiment, try something new, maybe go with a mock turtleneck. It's not a full turtleneck, and they're relatively, I think, easier to pull off than regular turtlenecks. That being said, there seems to be a whole group of women that love men in a turtleneck, especially when you match that with a sports jacket. And that leads us right into casual jackets. I'm talking leather jackets, suede jackets, jean jackets. We can go with fatigue jackets. You can go with a sports jacket. That is still a casual jacket. And what I love about sports jackets or jackets in general is that they build up the shoulders. Why does that make a man look good? Because it makes you look taller. It makes you look wider. It just makes you look stronger, more masculine. It also can, make the hands look a little bit more, draw attention to the hands. When you button that center button on a sports jacket or zip up the bottom of that jacket, it again can slim up your mid area, especially if you've got maybe a dad bod, got carrying a little bit of weight in that area. Again, when you build up the shoulders, instead of looking round, you look square, which is actually, a very strong masculine look. So it can just enhance your look pretty easily. Now, in the hot summer, it's much more difficult. You can go for lighter weight summer jackets. I know a lot of guys opt for that, and they are out there. You got to look for them. So, gents, if the weather permits, don't forget about the power of the casual jacket. Now, this next one didn't get a lot of attention, but I still thought it was worth mentioning, and that is waistcoats. Huggable Octopus said, I've just got a weird love for waistcoats. I just think they look so good and are so underrated. Now, if you're wondering what a waistcoat is, it's another word for vest. So look at your options out there. And I think vests, especially in hot weather, when you want something more than just that dress shirt. You've got the slacks on, you've got the dress shirt, but you want something to bring the outfit together, but it's 95, 100 degrees outside, consider bringing in a vest. Now, what about kilts? According to Flemeth78, kilts are super hot. Evil Grey Fly says, am I alone in the kilt club? Because I absolutely love them. Now, I've got some Scottish friends, and they have told me some stories about how the ladies love kilts. But I kind of think it's one of those, certain areas of the world and certain women, kind of like with bald men. And some of you bald guys know this, that you will just have random women come up and put their hands on your head and say, I love a bald man, and start like massaging you. I've had so many guys tell me this has happened. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comments. Are there any regional items? Are there some items not on this list that drive women crazy and should have been on this? Because yes, I did leave off some of the usual suspects: boxer briefs, well-fitted jeans, and boots. And if you're interested into why women love boots, why do women find boots so attractive on men, guys, I've got the ultimate video for that right here. I break it out. I go into detail as to why every man should own a pair of boots. And it's a good one, guys. Click on it right here and go check it out. Learn why.